So who here has never ever tried tapping? Oh yeah, let's just give them a round of applause for coming out and trying it out, right? That takes courage as well, because that's different. Just like the changes that we're going through in our life, it takes courage to try something new. So I applaud you on taking a risk that in your mind you don't know if it's going to work or not, but you're willing to give it a try, and that's what it takes to be courageous as well. So thanks for being here. So just to give you a little layout on what we're going to do tonight, I'm going to give you a little intro to what tapping is, talk about how it works a little bit, and then I'll show you the points. And then we're going to fill out some questions on a piece of paper that will help you understand what it is that you're bringing change to and what's blocking you from getting there. Because once we're able to see what's blocking us, then all the emotions and everything that's connected get to be processed, and then we're clearer and more balanced so that we can make more empowering decisions. Because really, it's all of the emotional content that gets hooked into all of our beliefs and our fears that creates all of that chaos that blocks it from being an easeful change. And when I thought about this topic, I said it many months ago, I put it out on the calendar, and I always love how whenever I set a topic, my life is presented with that topic to learn from. I'm like, thank you, universe. So a little story about change for me, which I've learned in the past week actually, might give you some perspective on whatever it is that you're changing. So about 3 weeks ago, I got an invitation to present at this festival in the Netherlands. And it wasn't like the type of festival that all of us go to. It was like the complete opposite. It was a hardcore dance festival. Like not just a cool happy house, but a like do 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 ha ha ha, like really move fast, like very high RPM music. And I'm like, wow, they're inviting me to this festival. And one of the producers was like trying to bring in a little bit of more consciousness into these festivals. And he'd asked me, and he was recommended me by someone else. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. This is challenging my comfort zone because it's not my type of people, not my group, it's not my tribe, but I'm ready to just embrace that change. So I spent about 10 days working with a music producer of mine to create a tapping set to go with their style of music. And I worked on it so hard and put all of my energy and all my life force into it. And then we get over there and the producer's like, oh, actually, we don't really want you to tap. Actually, we also don't want you to say the word fear, and you're not allowed to talk about your emotions, really. And we just want you to focus on these words like dragon blood and fierce warrior and rebel, and like they gave me a dialogue of what I had to say and what I could talk about and what I could not talk about. And I was very shocked. You know, the next day I'm meant to be going on and speaking, and I had my 2 girls there with me, thank God. And I was like pretty kind of shook up, like, oh my God, they're telling me to basically change my act and like develop a whole new language and present to them in this language. And I was like, okay, I'm here, I might as well like go with the change, right? Because this is all about courage to create change. And so I went into it and I got up there and I did the best I could with what I had, knowing that I had to put all this other stuff to the side. And, you know, what came out of me was just like this fierce, like, rah, you know, because I was trying to match their energy. And for me personally, like coming out of that, I could look back at it and be like, oh, I just wish it would have gone this way or whatever. And I could have labeled it as it didn't turn out how I wanted it to turn out. Because that would be the natural thing, right? I had all of this planned, I did all of this, I thought it was going to look this way, and it ended up turning out that it looked that way, which really wasn't what I planned, but I did it anyway. And I could have labeled it as wrong. And I didn't. I realized that change doesn't always turn out exactly how you want it to. And that's often why we don't change. That's often why we don't do things and make the courageous choice to change, because we think it won't turn out. And then our life is going to be crappy because it didn't turn out. And so we all hold ourselves back because of that. But what if we switched our attention and we realized that even if we go for change and it doesn't turn out exactly like we hoped, what if it was still a gift for our evolution? What if we did it and no matter what happened, we got to grow from it? And could that actually be the higher gift than getting it exactly how we want it? And I realized in that process that we may have a dream, we may want something, we may be going for something, but when we first go for it, we might be wobbly. Mostly we will be wobbly because we've never done it before. But if we can just let ourselves be wobbly, we'll learn a lot. Rather than sitting back on the sidelines and being like, that's not who I am, I'm not going to do that because I think I'll fail, then you kind of just stay safe. But you don't evolve and grow and expand and learn. And so tonight, I want to bring the essence of that into our circle. I want to bring the essence that says, hey, I'm ready for change and I'm going to go for it, and that no matter what happens, it's all a gift. Do you guys want to embrace that with me? Yeah? Okay, let's do it. Great. So that's just a little story of what I went through, and it was actually really fun. What I did get out of it, because to complete the circle, I discovered something inside of me that was wanting to be birthed, which was this really raw warrior energy. Because in this community that we're in, you know, everything's like very lovey and soft and sweet. And I had to get out there and I had to be like, rah, 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 like, and really build that energy. And I could have judged that before, but now I'm like, wow, like, yeah, I got that fierce warrior, just like these people have. And so what you may discover may be something that you didn't even know existed just by trying change. All right, so let's get into tapping and where the points are. We're going to start here underneath the collarbone. So I'm going to show you the points and then I'll talk a little bit about tapping as well. These are just the points, it's not the whole process. Tapping the center of the chest, tapping between the eyebrows. And so these points that we're tapping on, they're called meridians. And in Chinese medicine, we've got these energy lines all over the body. Right now you're tapping on one that basically goes all the way down to here and hooks up under. And as you're tapping on it, you're basically clearing blocks. You're clearing anything that's blocked along that energy line. And that could be an emotional block or a physical block. It basically sends electrical pulses through that line. So anything that happened that blocked it is being cleared. So I'm going to pass her around. Please be kind, she is naked. And then as we tap on that, we're going to be breathing. We're going to tap the temples here. We make our way around to the cheeks, underneath the nose, underneath the lips, center of the chest. Let's all take a deep breath, release a big sigh. Feels good to sigh, doesn't it? Just clears it all out. So you're oxygenating the system. The prana is coming through the breath, which is why when we tap, we'll be sighing a lot as well. Tapping the front of the ribs. Okay, so you've got the body, which is the rewiring of these energy lines, these meridians. And then what happens next while you're doing it, tapping the side of the ribs here, is we start to rewire the brain. So when we have a trauma that happens in our life, especially when we're young, things get set up at a very young age. It could be something that you saw happen, something that happened to you, something that got imprinted by culture. When that happens and it's fear-based, basically what happens inside the brain is you've got these two synapses that are basically communicating to each other. They're shooting back a system of belief, which is also creating other mental habits, other emotional habits, other body postures, and it creates a whole array of responses. And when we go into that particular fear-based system inside the brain and we start to bring it love, there's these little protein bonds that are gluing it in place, and they show that the protein bonds actually start to melt away and the synapses opens up, and then you can rewire your brain with something new. So that's part of the process with tapping. We're bringing love to the fear-based systems in the brain, they're opening up, then we're rewiring the brain. Does that sound good, guys? Yeah? Awesome. Okay, continuing with the points, tapping the side of the wrist here. Once again, these are all connected to the hold field, so we're clearing out any stagnation and charge. These points are also connected into the organs as well. So the organs hold specific emotions in Chinese medicine. So if you're clearing, say, the liver, you might be clearing depression, and different emotions are connected to different organs. Tapping the next finger, so the top corner edge where the nail juts out the most. Okay. The middle finger, top corner edge. Take another deep breath, release a big sigh. Okay, so the third part of tapping, which I like to talk about, is the spiritual component. And the spiritual component is love, empathy, forgiveness, compassion, all of those yummy feelings. And that's what we bring into tapping. That's what actually helps bring the empathy into the fear so that we can rewire it. So spiritually, when we're tapping, we're actually putting ourselves back in touch with our true identity, which is love and compassion. And ultimately, it's the remembrance that we're infinite. It's the remembrance that nothing truly can kill us, although our physical body can die. And that's like a very high, abstract way of perceiving reality when you're not deeply committed to it or connected to it. But the truth is, when we're tapping and we're working with the philosophy of love on fear, we're basically remembering that we're safe and that nothing can truly hurt us because we are love. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. So this is the only finger that's on the opposite side. Great. This is called the gamut point. This point really helps manage our temperature as well as our relationship to ourself and the other. Tapping the little finger inside again. Great, you guys are doing awesome. Clever little monkeys, aren't we? Tap, 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 tap. Tapping the side of the hand here. This is a really great point for stubbornness. So, who here is stubborn sometimes? No way, I'm not stubborn. Well, we can all be stubborn sometimes, right? Raise your hands. Yeah. Sometimes stubbornness is good though, right? Sometimes you might be stubborn about your health regime. Sometimes you might be stubborn about getting up at 6 a.m. and hitting the gym. And then other times you might be stubborn about listening to another person's point of view or taking care of your body the way you need to and things like that. So this is a really great point to tap around stubbornness. Okay, tapping the top of the head, back of the head, around the ears. All of the meridian points all link up to the head. So this is like getting a full body massage. Let's all take a deep breath and release a big sigh. Beautiful. And that's basically the circuit, and then we just make our way around again, and we do that over and over again as we tap. So we're continually flushing the system. So as you do that, there may be some things that kind of pop up in the field. It's called off-gassing, and it might be yawning, burping, crying, hiccuping, and farting. It happens to the best of us. And the reason why that happens is because so often we're holding so much in our body, and when we start to clear body, mind, spirit, like I just discussed, the clearing goes quantum. Things start to move really fast, and all of these tensions and body postures that we were holding onto and clenching start to relax, and you start to really release. So if you find yourself yawning or crying or hiccuping or any of those, just know that that's just part of releasing the energy and that you'll get through it. At the middle of the session today, it's going to be the hardest. It's going to be when you're like, who is this crazy lady? I don't like her, and where can I escape? I've got to get out the exit. Okay, because in the middle is when I'm going to be triggering you the most. In the middle is when I'm going to be asking you to look at all of that uncomfortable stuff, and you might be getting in your head about it, and it might feel really uncomfortable. That is part of the process. Because in order to clear all of that emotion, we have to feel it. We have spent so much of our life being trained by society, our family and culture, that emotion is wrong and that we shouldn't look at it and we should pretend that it's not there and we should push it away. But in truth, when we push it away, does it really make it go away? No, it doesn't, does it? It's still there. So we're going to try something totally different. We're just going to feel it. We're going to give ourselves permission to feel everything that's there while holding it in love. And what do you guys think happens when you hold fear in love? Anyone? It dissolves, right? Because it's what it's looking for. And so as you go through that middle section where you feel really triggered, know that I'm going to get you to the other side where you feel so much relief, where you feel so much more energy coming back in because you allowed yourself to feel all that uncomfortable stuff. And we're in a safe container right now where we've got 90 minutes where we can actually drop in, feel all of that uncomfortable stuff, be done with it, and then leave. So what better time to do it now than out there in the world when someone triggers you or pushes your button, right? So you guys with me on that? Okay, let's do an oath together then. Everyone raise your hand and repeating after me. I commit to create a safe space. And be courageous with my experience. And I promise to honor everyone else's experience. And I promise not to go up to them afterwards and say, I heard what you said. Let me be your guru. Unless they ask me first. Coo, 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 coo. Nice one. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do a little meditation right now just to align ourselves to our intention, and then we're going to write on the piece of paper what exactly we're going to work on. So just get yourself comfortable and just rest your eyes for a moment. And just feel yourself grounded to the earth. Feel yourself breathing deep into your belly. Feel your hips dropping down, feeling the gravity pulling you down, and feeling then the energy rising up through that central channel, through that central core, from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown. And it's in this moment we just give ourselves gratitude for being here, for showing up even when it's uncomfortable, for showing up for our life even when it's uncomfortable. And we invite the intention of this ceremony together tonight, courage to create change, knowing that it lives inside of us, and with that courage anything is possible. And I ask you to bring your hands up into the air at a 45-degree angle. Press the fingertips into the tops of the palms, thumbs pointed towards the center. Shoulders rolled back, blades towards each other. 45-degree angle. We're going to move into a breath of fire. This is called an ego eradicator. Basically, to clear the field so that we can access our truth, so that we can discover what it is we want to clear tonight. And so everyone stick your tongue out right now, like a dog, and we just want to pant for a moment. So the belly goes in towards the spine. Beautiful. You all look very dashing. All right, now bring the tongue in and do it through the nose. And we're going to do this for 30 seconds just to clear the field. I know your arms might get heavy, but just do it because this is a field clearer so that we can get the clarity we need to get. Really moving that breath down into the belly as you clear it out. You're clearing it out to access the power of your will. "15 more seconds here. Keep going, building the heat, building the fire in your body. And then take a big deep breath in, hold the breath. Join the thumbs together, point the fingers to the sky, lift the energy up. And then inhale slowly, fill the whole body up, fill the whole energy up. Hold it there, hold the breath. And then exhale by blowing it out through the mouth and touch either side of the earth on either side of your body. And just resting your eyes right now. Do you feel the clarity, the space? Feeling the intention of change right now. What it is that you're changing, what it is that you're inviting to change. And then taking that piece of paper that's in front of you and writing down as question number 1, what is it that you seek to change? Or what is it that you seek to embrace as change? And I'm going to move through these questions somewhat quickly. And if you don't get all of your answer down, don't worry. All I'm trying to do is just spike your interest in the topic so you have places to pull from as we tap. Next question is, what are the limiting emotions that come up when you struggle with this change? Is there fear, resistance, shame, anger, pity? I'm going to read some emotions that I have written down in my book. Uncertain, ungrounded, scattered, embarrassed, humiliated, stagnant, frustrated, hurt, unsafe, worried, tired, dizzy, foggy, misunderstood, mistrustful, numb, vengeful, wobbly, broken, addicted, tired, unworthy, alone, envious, irritated, unsure, uptight, exhausted, anxious. What are some of those emotions that are coming up for you when you think about this type of change in your life? The next question. What are the limiting thoughts that come up that block you from this change? What are some of those thoughts? Write them down as they come up for you. And I'm going to give you some ideas as well. And if any of these match your experience, you can write them down. I'm not good enough. It's too much. I can't change this. What will they think? I'm afraid of failing. I don't have what it takes. I don't want to be targeted. I don't want the responsibility. I'm not worthy of love. I don't have enough money, not enough time. They'll laugh at me. It's too much pressure. I have to do it alone. I'm afraid of being seen. It's not fair. I'm permanently damaged. I give up. I'm doomed. I'm not ready. And anything else that comes up for you as a thought that might be blocking the way, as a limiting thought about this change. Next question. What does your culture say about this issue? Because the culture is so often imprinting us with beliefs about whether or not we can do something. So what does the culture say? What does society say? What does media say? We're being affected by so much in our reality, and culture is one of those. Next question. What is your earliest memory of feeling stuck in this kind of change? Because oftentimes we are repeating cycles of things. And so if you struggle with one thing earlier on in life, unless it got healed and cleared, we're repeating it over and over again. Just in different circumstances, in different relationships, in different activities, they repeat, but it's the same pattern. So the first thing that comes to your mind, when's your earliest memory of struggling with something like this, of having this type of change? And who was involved in that struggle with you? And then who do you hold responsible for this struggle with change? Do you blame yourself? Do you blame someone else? It could be anyone. It could be you, it could be a family member, or it could be aliens. If you believe it to be true, then it's true for you. So, who do you hold responsible for this struggle? And then who in your earlier childhood life also struggled with this kind of change? Because once again, we're picking up beliefs from our early childhood, from our family, from our culture, from our friends, from our media. So who in your early childhood life also struggled with this kind of change? And then if this issue had a colour, what would the colour be? Would it be brown, black, green? The colour is reflecting what we're holding on to energetically. What would the texture be? Prickly, heavy, metallic, rough, slimy, oozing, festering. What would the texture be of this awkwardness around change? And then on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense, how intense is this issue when you tune into it? 10 is like off the charts. It's so uncomfortable. I really don't want to change, but I know I have to, and it's so uncomfortable. 0 is like, I'm ready to take on change. And then the final question is, if this issue did not exist, what would be happening in your life? If this challenge around change didn't exist, what would you be stepping into? What would be happening? Alrighty guys, are you ready? Ready to do some clearing, nice and revved up with all of that? Okay, cool. Let's get started. Let's start by massaging underneath the collarbone here. And I want you to just imagine right now, before we really dive in, that you have a bubble of gold around you. Because we're all going to be talking out loud about what we feel. And you might hear your neighbour say something and you don't want to be pulled. So just imagine for a moment that there is a bubble of gold protection around you right now, and nothing can get in and nothing can get out. It's just you. So just close your eyes and just imagine that. Visualize that you are in a safe bubble, and this is for you tonight, and that you have all the protection and safety to go there. Just feel that sealing it up with all that gold. And then if you do get pulled at any stage, just come back to that ball around you and drop back into your own process. Okay. And now repeating after me, and if the word that I say isn't completely accurate, then change the word to match your experience. Like I might say I feel really angry and you are actually feeling sad, so change the word to match what you feel. Occasionally you might feel numb and you might not know what you feel, and that's because the issue is buried so deep that in order to get through the challenge earlier on in life, you had to numb it because it was too uncomfortable. And so if I tell you to feel something and you don't know what you feel, just give the word a try. You can't drill in negativity any deeper. What can happen is I can kind of prod and poke you, and I can hopefully get something to come out. And if something comes out like anger or rage or sadness, it's actually a really good thing, because now it can be loved. Now it can get the empathy that it's actually been calling for. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah? Okay, cool. So repeating after me, even though I've been struggling with change, I love and accept myself. Tapping the center of the chest, even though I've been struggling with change around, and just name out loud what area you're struggling with changing. Around, and just go for it. And it's understandable I'm struggling with it, because I'm afraid of what might happen if I allow this change. And so I'm struggling here. And that's understandable. It doesn't feel comfortable. This struggle with change. And I just want you to feel into that struggle inside right now, around that area that you just said out loud. I want you to feel the uncomfortability of it. And then I want you to just feel into what emotion it makes you feel. It makes me feel what? And just name it out loud. Tapping between the brows. It makes me feel, name what it is. And that's understandable. Tapping the temples. I feel, and name what it makes you feel. when I think about changing what? When I think about changing, tapping the cheeks, I feel really, and name what it makes you feel. And I really wish I wasn't feeling that way. But I am. And it's really uncomfortable. I've been feeling really, and name what you've been feeling. About changing what? About changing. And just feel that right now. Lean on the edge of it. The way we clear it, like I mentioned, is by feeling it completely. So get on the edge of how uncomfortable that feeling is for you and just let yourself have it just for a moment. Feel it completely. Feel what that feels like, the texture of it. Lean into that right there. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping underneath the nose. I love and accept myself. Exactly as I am. Even though I'm having trouble with this. Part of me wants to change. And part of me does not want to change. I really don't want to let this go. Part of me doesn't want to change this. Part of me wants to stay right here. I never have to change what? Just name what it is. Tapping underneath the lips, but part of me wants to. But I don't know how tapping on my chin is going to help. I love and accept myself anyway. And it's possible my love can help. Clear all this fear. Big deep breath, big sigh. Tapping the center of the chest. I love and deeply accept myself. Exactly as I am. Even with all of this resistance that I'm feeling in my, where is it in your body? That I'm feeling in my, this resistance in my, where is it living? Tapping the front of the ribs. And what texture is it? It feels like, what does the resistance feel like? All of this resistance towards change. I'm really scared I won't be okay. What are you scared of happening? I'm really scared of. And that's why I'm resisting. And that's completely understandable. I don't want to let this go. I want to continue to fight against this. Just in case what happens, just in case. I really don't want to stop resisting. I'm really afraid. I'm really afraid to change. Take a big deep breath, big sigh. Tapping the side of the ribs. I love and forgive myself for how hard this has been. I'm still a good human being. And I'm still worthy of love. Even though I'm struggling with, and just name what you're struggling with. I'm still a good human being. And I'm still worthy of love. So tune into any blame that you've been putting on yourself towards not changing. Any shame you've been putting on yourself around not moving quicker. Any againstness that you've put on yourself around not being somewhere else already. And just send that againstness towards yourself a great big hug. Send that part of yourself a whole big wave of empathy right now for how hard it has been. And just give yourself some forgiveness right now that this is really hard. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the wrist. I'm ready to release the struggle. I want to return to my power. And all of this struggle isn't helping me. The struggle is making it worse. I just want to feel clear and in my power and strong and courageous and ready to take on life. I'm ready to take on life. And I'm ready to look at these blocks and give them all of my love so that I can change this now. Big deep breath, big sigh. Okay, you guys ready to look at this now? Okay, great. So I want you to think about for a moment, tapping the side of the thumb here, what your earliest memory is of struggling with a similar type of change. And I want you just to feel what that early memory is right now. And I'm going to take you on a little journey as we look at that. Will you guys go on a journey with me? Yeah? Okay. So tune into that earlier memory right now. Where are you? What's taking place? How old are you? Let's go there right now together. Let's be there. Tapping the next finger and then repeating after me. It all started when, and just name when it started for you. And I was, how old were you? And what was happening in that moment in time? Just name out loud what was happening. And who was involved? Just name the people that were there with you when that was happening. Tapping the middle finger. And what was the painful part about this memory? The painful part was, just name it out loud. It was really painful when, and just name what was painful and when it happened. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. That's when I started to doubt myself. That's when I started to hold back from change. That's when I started to question myself. When what happened? When? And just name it out loud. And I've been questioning myself ever since. Ever since what happened, and just name what it is. I've been hiding ever since. Doubting ever since. And struggling ever since. Because I never want that to happen again. Because that was really painful. Tapping the little finger and feel into that moment right now of when it really hurt, like a freeze frame, right there when you took the hit, when you took the blow. Who it was that was doing it to you or with you. And just feel that right now. This is how we clear it. We feel it to clear it. Let yourself feel that moment right now because we're clearing it as we feel it. Take a deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the hand. I love and deeply accept myself exactly as I am. Even though what happened. I'm still a good kid. And I'm still worthy of love. Even though I started to doubt. Because why? Just name what happened. Because. And I wasn't getting the support that I needed. I wasn't getting the love that I needed. I wasn't getting the safety that I needed. The care that I needed. I wasn't getting what? What weren't you getting? I wasn't getting. And I really needed that. And I wasn't getting it. Instead, I was getting what? No wonder I shut down. No wonder I started doubting. No wonder I resisted change. I wasn't getting, what weren't you getting? And I really needed it. And I still need it. And I'm still trying to get it. Trying to convince others to give it to me. Trying to play their game. Trying to prove myself. And it's still not working. Tapping the top of the head. And just tune in to how long you've been trying to play this game through time. Just trying to get that one thing that you said that you needed. And all the relationships that you've gone through, playing that game, still trying to get that and then still not giving it to you and trying to convince them and then feeling let down and then hiding and then doubting yourself and repeating. Tune into that repetitive struggle, just trying to get that one thing from the world around you. I've just been trying to get what? And it's still not working out. Tapping between the brows, it's possible I'm worthy of it though. And I've been worthy of it this whole time. Tapping the cheeks, it's possible I am worthy of, and just name what it is. Even though who didn't give it to you. Just name who it was. Tapping underneath the lips. It's possible I am worthy of, and name what it is. Even though who didn't give it to you. And I've been worthy of it this whole time. And I forgive myself for thinking I wasn't. But I'm done with struggling. I'm done with trying to prove myself. I'm done with trying to convince others. I'm done with trying to play games. I'm done with what? What have you been doing just trying to get that? I'm done with because it's exhausting me. I just want to receive and name what it is. Because I'm worthy of it. I am worthy of what? Tapping underneath the lips. I am worthy of. I am worthy of. I am worthy of. Name what it is. I am worthy of. And I'm going to get it now. I'm ready for, and name what it is. Tap in the center of the chest. I am ready for. I am ready for. What are you ready for? I am ready for. I want to hear you say that. I am ready for. What are you ready for? I am ready for. And I'm not going to wait any longer. I am ready for. And I don't have to prove myself anymore. I am ready for. I am ready for what? Name it out loud. Are you guys ready for that now in your life? Are you done with waiting and trying to prove yourself all this time? Are you just ready to receive that because you know you're worthy of it? Okay, great. Let's do this together. Let's receive it right now for all those times. For all those times that you didn't think you could have it, or that you weren't worthy, or they weren't ready, or whatever excuse. Let's do it for all those times right now. Will you join me? Okay, so let's go back into that earlier memory right now when it was so painful. When that person let you down, or those people let you down, or that situation didn't come through. Tap in the front of the ribs. I want you to feel it completely right now. See it as if it's happening. See it as if that little child is there, feeling like all hope just got knocked out of you. Feeling trapped, feeling unsure, not knowing where to go or who to talk to about it or how to move forward. Feeling stagnant and unsafe. Feel that right now. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. And as you see yourself in that moment, unsafe and scared and hurt, untrusting, I want you to see, like, as you peel your eyes up, as if you're looking through the lens of that inner child right now. Look up into the corner of the room in that movie. That movie where you feel really unsafe. And I want you to see your higher self standing there in their light, in their compassion, in their understanding, in their glory, in their beauty, in their love, staring over at you, seeing everything happen. And I want you to see your higher self right now go over to that earlier version of you as they walk closer to you, looking you deep in the eyes. And I want you to see your higher self just go in there and lift you up in their arms and hold you in the biggest hug of your life because you're worthy of it. And feel that hug wrap all of their arms around you, all of their love, holding you close, holding you safe, holding you tight, protecting you, holding you, loving you. Feel that earlier version of you. Relax into receiving that level of love from your higher self right now. That all is well, all is safe, because your higher self is here right now protecting you. Take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the ribs. I love and deeply accept myself exactly as I am. And I'm receiving this love now because I am worthy of it. I'm receiving this support now because I am worthy of it. I'm receiving what? What did you need? I'm receiving. And I want you to feel your higher self giving that to you now. What does it feel like? Is it to be taken somewhere? Is it to be encouraged? Is it to be given some resources? What is it that you needed physically? I want you to see your higher self receiving that right now. And then I want you to see your higher self giving that to your younger self. And I want you to feel what that feels like, that tenderness to really receive that right now. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. I am receiving, and name what it is. Tapping the side of the wrist. And I'm making up for lost time. I am receiving, and name what it is. Because I'm worthy of it. And I forgive myself for resisting receiving this. I am worthy of it. I am worthy of this. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone thinks. And I don't care what anyone does. I am worthy of, and name what it is you're worthy of. I am worthy of, and name it again. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. I forgive myself for thinking I wasn't ready. Wasn't good enough, didn't have what it takes. I forgive myself for believing what? What did you believe about yourself? It's possible that wasn't mine. Who gave you that belief? Because I know it wasn't you. Someone gave it to you. Who gave you that belief? Just say the person out loud, gave me the belief. Because that's what they believed about themselves. Tapping the side of the thumb. Who gave you the belief? Name it again. Because someone didn't believe in them. Someone hurt them. It's possible someone hurt them when they were young. And so they didn't know how to believe in themselves. And they didn't know how to believe in me because they weren't believing in themselves. And they've just been passing this on through the family line. All of this confusion and fear. It doesn't make it right what happened. But it happened. And I wish it didn't. And part of me is still wishing they apologized. Part of me is wishing they would own up to the crap they did. Part of me is wishing that they would get down on their knees and beg for mercy. But they might not ever do that. And I'm open to letting it go. Just so I can be free. Tapping the middle finger, I want to be free of this. Any resistance I have towards, so tune into any resistance towards anyone that's held you back, that's made you not believe in yourself, that's made you think that you shouldn't do it, or that you can't, or you're not good enough, or you're not ready, or you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you don't have the right this, you don't have the right that, it's not your time, all of those excuses. And it could just be yourself that you've been holding resistance towards. So tuning into that person or yourself that you feel has been holding you back, or that you feel made you believe you weren't good enough. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. And I want you to tune into that resistance towards them, yourself, or the other right now. And I want you to feel into that resistance right there, like a tug of war, because when we don't let go of our resistance towards the other, the resistance is what holds us back energetically. The resistance is what sucks at our energy field, our life force. The resistance is what takes us away from our power. So tune into that resistance right now, and I want you to feel it like a psychic tug of war happening in the field. I want you to feel that psychic tug of war right now, that back and forth. And I want you to now just imagine the intensity of it between you and them. Like, I'm not going to let this go. They're not worthy of letting this go. I'm always going to be against it. It's happened for so long. Why should I let this go? Feel into any resistance right now. Between you and yourself, between you and another, or between you and the situation. Feel your fight against it right now, tapping the side of the hand. And intensify that fight, that resistance by 50%. Really let yourself have the resistance against it. Feel that tug of war as it goes back and forth in your brain, in your emotions, in your body, in how you approach things, in how you look at life, in how you respond to others, in how you respond energetically inside yourself. Feel that resistance right there. I want you to let it be uncomfortable. Tapping the top of the head, let it be really uncomfortable. Intensify it by 75%. Really go there just for a moment. We're going to clear it, but just let yourself feel it. All of that resistance. I'm not letting go. I don't want to. Not now, not ever. Never going to let go of my againstness towards. Feel it. Intensify it by 100%. Really go there. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping between the brows. I don't have to let go of my resistance. Toward what or who? Toward. Tapping the temples. I can keep resisting and just name what it is or who it is. Tapping the cheeks. I never have to let go of and just name what it is. Tapping underneath the nose. I can resist for the rest of my life if I want to. I can hold back for as long as I want to. My whole life. I want you to feel the resistance in your body right now. What's the texture? How does it feel? What's the emotion that comes with it? What's the color of it? Feel it in your body now. And now I want you to imagine you holding on to this for another 10 years. Anything that we hold on to builds, right? So how's it going to feel in your life 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now? Still holding on, still resisting, still going against, still blaming, still shaming, still holding back, still procrastinating, years, still projecting, still, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, still protecting yourself with all of that againstness. I'm not going to let this go. They're not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not ready. I can't do it. It's not going to happen now. No, no, no. Imagine 20 years from now, still holding that energy, still holding that againstness. Feel the texture in your body. Feel what it is you're signing up for. Lean into that. 40 years from now, we're just giving ourselves a view of what we're committing to. That's all right now. 40 years. Who are you? 40 years from now, if you keep resisting, who are you and what have you or have you not done? Who or who is not in your life? What have you attracted as a result of holding on, of not letting go, of resisting? Feel that. 60 years from now, we're getting close to the end of our days, and it's been a long journey of holding on. Your dying day, you still haven't let this go. I'm proving, I'm protecting, I'm making a statement, I'm showing them why. Tune into that, your dying day. Still holding back, still not moving forward because of this. Your last breath, I want you to feel this, your last breath right now. Feel into that. You have the choice right now on your last breath. Do you want to let it go or do you want to keep holding on? I'm not going to let this go. But I want to let this go. Tune into that. Where are you? How does it feel? Is it crippling in your body on your last breath? Do you want to let it go or don't you want to let it go? Do you want to be free or do you want to hold on just to justify? Tune into that. Take a deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping underneath the lips. I'm ready to let this go. My resistance towards, and name what it is, or who it is. Because it's not helping me. Tapping the center of the chest, it's not helping me move forward. I'm letting go of my resistance towards, because it's actually making it worse. Is that true, guys? All of that resistance, does it actually make more of what you don't want to happen? Holding on to what? Say it out loud. Holding on to makes more of what happen. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. Holding on to what? Makes more of what happen. And that's what I'm trying to escape. I really don't want what to happen. And so I'm ready to let go of what? So that I can finally be free. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm ready to let go of, and just name what it is. So that I can finally be free. I'm worthy of my freedom. I'm worthy of feeling free of this. And I'm done with struggling now. I'm ready to let go of what? Tapping the side of the ribs. It's possible I'll feel better if I let it go. It's possible I'll feel lighter if I let it go. What could you do if you let it go? It's possible I could what? If I let go of what? And that's actually what I want to do. If I let go of what? I'm ready to let that go now. You guys ready to let it go just so you can be free? Just so you can move forward in your life? Just so that you can have the power that you know is inside of you? Okay, great. So let's tune into it right now. Tune into any final piece of holding on, of not wanting to let it go. Tapping the side of the wrist. Tune into any final protection. And repeating after me. Part of me doesn't want to let it go. And part of me does want to let it go. Tapping the side of the thumb. Part of me doesn't want to let go of what? Tapping the next finger. Part of me does want to let go of what? Part of me doesn't want to let go of. Part of me does want to let go of. Tapping the middle finger. I forgive myself for struggling with this decision. Just feel the struggle around making a decision to even let this go. Feel the struggle between yes I do and no I don't. Feel that right there. Lean into the struggle between two sides of yourself. Yes I want to, no I don't. Yes I do, no I don't. Tune into that, take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. Part of me is afraid to let it go. That's why I don't want to let it go. I'm not sure if I'll be safe if I fully let this go. Part of me doesn't trust I'll be all right if I let this go. Let go of what? Name what it is once again. Tapping the little finger. It's possible I will be safe. If I let go of, and name what it is. Tapping the side of the hand. It's possible I will be safe. If I let go of, and name what it is. Tapping the top of the head. I'm in a safe place to really try. To look at this right now. To let go of and name what it is. And I can always come back if it doesn't work out. What could you come back to? I could always come back to resistance if it doesn't work out. I could always come back to self-doubt if it doesn't work out. I could always come back to what? If it doesn't work out. Tapping between the brows, but I want to see if it will work out. Tapping the temples, I want to see if it will help. To try letting this go. Tapping the cheeks, I'm ready to give this a go. I'm ready to give this a try. Because all this resistance and pain and hiding is not working anymore. Is that true, guys? I'm ready to try letting go of and name what it is. Okay, I want you to tune into that thing that you know deep inside wants to be released. And I want you to tune into any fear around releasing it right now. This part of you that has been part of your identity for so long. This part of you that has been trying to protect you for so long. This part of you that you think you need, but deep down you know is holding you back. Tune into that part of you right now and how sad it is to let it go, because it's been a part of you. It's seen you through your hardest moments. It's seen you through thick and thin. It's been there, your only ally, trying to protect you. And now what? You want to let it go? Feel that right now, the sadness to let go of something that's been there for so long. Tapping underneath the lips. Feel into any final resistance right there to let go of that thing. Tune into what that thing is, that protection mechanism that's truly not serving you anymore. Because your life is beyond that. Opportunities and possibilities live beyond the safety of that protection mechanism. Life and all of its abundance and all of its gifts and all of its opportunities is beyond that frequency now. And life is calling you out. Will you step into it? Will you say, yes, I'm ready? Because I am a holy, sacred vessel. And my life is ready for so much more. I'm ready to let go of, and just name what it is, so I can truly be free. Lean into it right there, right now. Take a big, deep breath, release the big sigh. I can do this. I'm ready to do this. Tapping the center of the chest. It might be more enjoyable than I think. I could possibly have fun letting this go. It's possible I could create what? And that's what I want to create. I want to create what? What do you want to create? What do you want to have? What do you want to experience? I want to, and just name what you want for your life. And it's possible. That exists for me. And I'm ready for that now. And I've been ready. I'm ready for, and just name what it is. And I'm ready to go for it. Okay, I want you to pick up your mirror right now. I want you to look at yourself in the eyes, and while tapping on your chest with your other hand. And I want you to see you, the real you, with this desire, the you that feels this vision coming in, the you that is looking at you right now in the eyes, saying, girl or guy, boy, have I got a life mapped out for you, if only you say yes. So looking in your eyes right now, as you talk to yourself and say to yourself, I'm ready to create, and what are you ready to create? And I'm there with you. I'm ready to create, name what it is. And I'm standing with you, grounded in my being, committed to this truth. I'm ready to create, name what it is. I'm ready to create, name what it is again. And I'm going to have a lot of fun doing it. Because your life is designed for this. My life is designed for, and just name what it is. I can actually have what? I can actually have. It's possible, it's why I'm on the planet. I can have. What can you have? I can create. What can you create? This is why I'm here. This is what I'm ready for. And I'm going to go for it now. Because I'm ready for it. Just name what you're ready for. I'm worthy of this now. I've got this now. And I forgive myself for holding back all this time. I love you. Say it to yourself. I love you. I love you. Just look at yourself in the eyes. See who you're looking at. See the beauty inside of you. See the potential inside of you. See the miracle in your being right now. The miracle, the light coming from your eyes, reflecting back at you. The miracle of creation animated in your being. The miracle that you are right now as you breathe. The miracle of life beyond all these fucking illusions. See your miracle right now. And how beautiful and how proud you are to be alive in your skin. To be you right now on the planet. To have the so-called challenges that you have that you get to transform. That you get to be someone that shows the way. That shows others what's possible. That shows others how to have hope. That you get to be that right now in your life, right now. Make that commitment to yourself as you look at yourself in the eyes right now. See that commitment, feel that commitment right in your being right now. You're making that commitment to yourself because it's you and only you here. And then saying to yourself, I commit to, and just say what it is you're committing to right now to yourself. I commit to because I love you. And I thank you for being there for me each step of the way. And I'm committing to, and what are you committing to now? Because I love you. And we're in this together. I've got you by my side. We're in this together. Feel that commitment in your being. Feel the power of that commitment. Really commit. How does it feel? What are you committing to? Intensify that commitment now by 50%. Really feel how good it is when you stand for that. When you step out in your life and say, this is what I'm ready for. Intensify that commitment and how good that feels in your being, in your body, in your life, in your relationships. Feel how good that feels. Intensify how good it feels by 75%. And then intensify it now by 100%. Feel it right now as if it's happening in your life. Put the mirror down. I want you to stand up right now. And I want you just to tap on your chest. And I want you to feel yourself grounded on the earth. And I want you to move your body a little bit right now. It's time to activate the full body system. Move your body. Shake your head a little if you need to. And I want you to feel into any final residue of holding back. Feel it in your being right now. Close your eyes. Feel into any sleepiness, any excuse, anything that might say not quite ready. Feel that right now. Let that be there in your being, in your body. It's okay that it's there still, if there's still a bit. Let it be there. Now tune into that fierce, powerful warrior that will not let that hold you back. Tune into that power in your being that says, my life is more than that. Tune into your commitment that says, I'm ready. Okay, now tune into that part that still wants to hold back. And on the count of 3, we're gonna roar at it. We're gonna roar with all of our might, so ferociously that that fear, that insecurity is taken back by the power of your choice. Your power of your choice to commit. Are you ready? Okay, tune into it right now. I want you to feel as if you're some type of animal, ready to tell its enemy that nothing will get past me. And then I want you to see the energy that tries to put you down, the energy that tries to hold you back. I want you to feel it in your legs. Get down a little. Feel it rooting to your being. You're about to pounce. You're about to growl. You're about to say, I'm free, with a roar. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Roar! Take another big deep breath and release a big sigh. I'm committing to, name what it is. Feeling into the field of possibility right now. And then just rolling back and laying on your back. Even if you're laying on someone, that's fine as well. And placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Take another deep breath in, release a big sigh. Take another deep breath in, release a big sigh. Once more, deep breath in, release of the sigh. Just feeling into this sacred space within yourself and as a community. Stretching your arms behind your head, over your head, and just feel your body stretching out to the left and to the right. Feeling all that energy stretching into your body. Take a deep breath and release a sigh. And then just placing your hand on any area of your body that wants your love. Feeling into that readiness now in your life. That you are ready. And that life is made for you. And with this commitment that you have made for yourself, anything is possible. You are possible. And as you lay there, just rest your hand on someone next to you. Just a gentle touch, whether it's touching their arm or their hand. Feeling that connection of love, just moving as a group. Guides and support into the field, for we are a full yes to the magnificence unfolding in our lives. We are a full yes to that. Just stretching your arms over your head again. Feeling the light, the energy moving from your feet all the way to your fingertips. Feeling that commitment that you are now choosing in your life. Remembering this commitment as you looked into your eyes. Feeling that commitment in your being and the effortless intent of that commitment, which is who you are. Placing your hands on your heart, giving yourself some love for this journey, for going there, for being a part of it.